Brother Jack 1993 asks, Geoff, do you channel aliens or other beings?
Well, it depends what it depends what you call aliens and other beings. I mean, words are aliens, concepts are aliens, precepts are aliens, cognitions are aliens. You know, thought itself is an alien force. So yeah, I do, but I only channel stuff that is in accordance with wisdom and love. I'm paraphrasing Aquinas. So when you think of a word or a sound or a concept, a concept is like an idea that's been gathered through your senses, or a precept, which is a law, or a cognition, which is a belief. Once you take a perception into your mind, that is a living being, is an alien being. So people are worried about AI and they're worried about whether there are aliens out there. But every time we engage a thought, we are engaging an alien force. If you look at someone like Aurobindo, Sri Aurobindo's big turnaround came when he recognized that thoughts were non-local. They're not your thoughts unless you engage them. And if you engage them, you incarnate into the very form of the thought. So if you incarnate into self-pity or anger or judgment or envy, you become incarnated into that thought. So that's an alien thought that you take in, you engage it with your will force, with your causal body, and then it's acted through you. So we have a choice whether we engage positive forces or negative forces, and we have the ability to study so that we can discern between the two, because it's very difficult sometimes to discern. So we have to have some kind of invisible support. So the aliens that people worry about aren't out there. They're sitting with you right now in your head. You've got 20 voices running around your head, and you're engaging them all and running with them all and fighting this battle and having that argument and going off on that fantasy. That's all sorts of alien, semi-autonomous alien thought forms that are engaging you and using you as a pantry or using you as a human playground. So once you get that, you start to be very discerning about what you choose. You start to become the neutral observer, or the choiceless, or you exercise a choiceless awareness, and you are very, very careful about what you engage. And that means changes in all sorts of habits, because if I'm sitting watching 10 hours a day of negative television and reading negative news and watching violent programming on the television, I'm taking in lots of alien forces that I'm not only engaging them, they're living in me. So your reality is going to be based on what you ingest every single day. So the only things I engage come from a place of wisdom and love. And if it's not wisdom and love, and I make a mistake and it gets in, and that happens, then my job is to exorcise it, is to find a way to get it out, is to convert it back to love again. A bit like a nightclub. When you're working in a nightclub, you're constantly dealing with people that want to get in the club, and your job is to discern. Your job as the force at the door is to discern whether these people are right for the club or not, whether they're a good energy or a bad energy, whether they're a good influence or a bad influence, whether they're going to have a good time or they're going to cause trouble. Your job is to man the door and be very discerning and very selective, and only let in the forces that are going to work from a place of wisdom and love, or a place of kindness. So yeah, if you look closer, you'll recognise, especially if you read somebody like Aurobindo, Krishnamurti would probably be really good as well. Eckhart Tolle's really good. Eckhart Tolle calls them pain bodies, semi-autonomous thought forms, and he has an exercise where you just watch thoughts. In Buddhism, they would call it dependent arising. We sit in the very centre, and we either engage things or we don't engage things, but they are all alien forces.
Harold Betterson asks, Hi Geoff, please could you discuss manifestation and some advice for someone on a spiritual journey and the power of manifesting things?
Yeah, well, you're manifesting things every day. All of us are. If I make a phone call and order a pizza, I've manifested something. I've used sound and numbers and symbols to create food, and it just gets delivered to my door. We don't see it as a miracle because we We can see the progress from using our money to making a phone call to ordering food, but that we're manifesting every day. And we're also manifesting good things and we're manifesting bad things. Until you actually know who you are, it's very difficult to control what you manifest. So some people are controlling good things, some people are manifesting good things, some are manifesting bad things. Most people are manifesting a mix between the two because they have no control over what they're thinking. So before we start to kind of get a mastery of manifesting things, we have to know who it is that's doing the manifesting. So there might be one voice in me that wants to run a marathon, but a different voice wakes up in me on Monday morning and doesn't want to run 3 miles. We might have one force that wants to, kill our addictions, another force that runs us to our addictions. So we've got to go through a process of discerning actually who we are. Who is the silent watcher? Who's in charge? Once we find out who's in charge, then we can start to decide, what do I want to manifest? Or what would benefit the world what's of most benefit to the world for me to manifest? I got to the stage where I realised I could manifest anything, but there was so much choice, I felt dissonant, I felt confused because I didn't know what to get and what to have. And once I realised I could manifest anything, none of it really meant anything. And I went through a period of dissonance and spiritual confusion. Then I accessed my centre, I accessed God and said, I don't know what I'm doing. I've got no idea what I'm doing. I don't know what's right to manifest and what's not. Please guide me. Please show me how I can serve you. So that's my only question. I don't ask how I can serve myself because it's too small and it's too conflicting. And you end up chasing all sorts of things and feeling very conflicted about it. So I find my deepest centre and I just say, I don't know what I'm doing. Please show me how I can serve you. So if you look around you, you'll see that you're manifesting things all the time. But are you manifesting the things you want? I was manifesting lots of money at one point, but I was also manifesting greed. I was manifesting violence in my life. I was manifesting illnesses because I was grasping to hold on for the things I'd got. I was grasping to get more of what I'd got. I was looking for security. I didn't really understand the world. I didn't understand basic cause and effect. So I would say, just to start off with, try and find your own centre. This is a process called apophatic theology. It means we find our centre by recognising what is not our centre. Anything that comes from a place of unkindness is not centre. Anything that comes from a place that is not love is not centre. So we work on the fact that we just want to create from a place of selflessness. I want to receive in order to serve. I want to receive because lots of people are suffering. I want to receive to help people who are suffering. But I don't know where to start because so many people are suffering. So I say to God, please show me how I can serve you. And he puts me in front of the right people at the right time. So I would say just look at that. And if you're manifesting, believe me, if you can pick up a phone and manifest a pizza, then you can manifest anything because it's the same process. It's just the same process, just bigger. But we're just using sound and energy and numbers to do the same thing. We're not even using money because there isn't any money. There's just an idea of money. There's just a concept of money. We haven't even got gold bullion to back up the promises that we make. If you look at your £5 note, it will just say, I promise to pay the bearer. Everything is based on vow and the ability for us to keep our vow. So when we start to do a bit of research, if you want to understand this, just type the word money into Google and put a question mark by it and follow the rabbit hole and have a look at what money actually is. And you'll come to a point where you realise it doesn't exist. The whole of society is based just on a vow, on promises. So if you want to get better at manifesting things, I think you have to first start asking yourself, who is it that wants to manifest? When it wants to manifest things, why does it want to manifest it?